Hi everyone, this is Morten. Welcome to my channel. This video is an entry into the competition that Chris from Stylus Meets Vinyl is holding, celebrating having reached 1,000 subscribers. And the rules are as follows. First of all, you have to be a subscriber to his channel, and second of all, you have to make a video and also tell him that you are making this video. And then he wants you to do a shout out to a fellow member of the vinyl community, and that is sort of the basics. That sounds quite a lot like a lot of our competitions. Now, next up, this is the main part. You have to name a band or show an album which is somehow connected to all of the world's continents. Now, the difficult one would obviously be the South Pole, but if you head on over to his channel, he might explain it slightly better than me. I will endeavor to do something about that. Show either a song or a title of a band or something connecting the band with either have the continent itself, animals from there, or anything like that. So that's what I will try to do. Otherwise, it should be relatively smooth sailing, or will it? So before I start showing records, one thing, I will be showing both CDs and vinyl albums, or else I would come up short. Now, for the always nice thing to do, although a little bit terrifying because you have to exclude a lot of nice people, I am going to do a channel shout out, and I am doing that to Cristian Osorio from Chile. He is a great guy. He is has a lovely channel, and he's always commenting on my videos, and that is a treat each time that he does that. Also, Chile, I'm currently in Norway, is kind of the sort of the weird geographical cousin of Norway on the other side there. A very long, thin country with the fjords and mountains stuck on the side of other countries. So I feel a bit of a kinship with the folks down there in Chile. Now let's see if we can see some records. Now, one thing that Chris said that we had to do was, no matter what country in Northern America we mentioned, we had to show a record from Canada in addition. So let's see if we can more or less avoid Big Brother down there to the south. I won't be able to do that, but we'll get back to that in a second. So I've seen a couple of other videos that made me not being able to, well, I guess I could have pretended not to have seen it, show some Canadian artists, some of which I do have on vinyl. And but I decided, no, I don't want to show something someone else has shown. Chris actually showed something from, for example, Australia that also made me look elsewhere. Anyway, here is Arcade Fire, and I have a couple of their CDs from Montreal in Quebec, and that means that I have included the Francophile part of Canada, and also because it was originally my intention to show something French when we got, or even Belgian, when we got to Europe, but I've recently shown a lot of that, so I didn't. Now, with North America out of the way, at least for the time being, let's move south, way south, to South America. Yes, and we are heading to Brazil, and we are showing off a classic. This is Os Mutantes and their debut album from, I think it was 1966. I did read up on this and try to learn the movement that they were part of, and that word has unfortunately flown right out of my mind, and maybe I'll remember to post it down here. Anyway, a splendid record. This is the only thing I have by Os Mutantes, and if I hadn't shown this, it would have been a heavy metal album. I'm sure a lot of other people will also be clamoring to show, or something by Astrid Gilberto, or something like that. Volgende trek ons na Afrika. Hierdie orkes is van Bellville, naby Kaapstad, in die Republiek van Suid-Afrika. Hulle word Fokofpolisiekar genomen en sing net in Afrikaans. Eerste Swanensang. Dit is baie lekker. En 2 Luchtsturing van Fokofpolisiekar. Now, next up will be Asia. Now, there's a bit of a problem there. I don't think I have any music from Asia. I guess I could have shown System of a Down. Their members are all ethnically Armenian. But I only... Well, actually, I do have some vinyl. I should have thought of that earlier, shouldn't I? Yeah, no, Chris has already shown Made in Japan, so I can't show that one. And I'm sure I do have like live at the what is it called, Live at the Budokan, from various artists like Cheap Trick and of course Dylan, Deep Purple, Live in Japan, so on and so forth. But I try to be slightly more clever and include a band that I of course love, and that is Soundgarden. Seattle is not quite Asia, although there are a lot of Pacific Asians and not least Lebanese people living there. But as you can see, this was the original recording lineup, and there are 2 gentlemen here in this band who are ethnically Asian. Yes. We have, of course, Kim Thayil on guitar. He was born in Seattle, but his parents, because his father got a job, his mother was a concert pianist, at least educated as such. So they moved to Chicago, and he moved back to Seattle. And they were both from Bombay in India, and hence he is... and a person from ethnically from India. And then of course we had Hiro Yamamoto on bass. He left the band later on to become physical get a doctorate in physical chemistry. So I think he's been working. He's done some music stuff afterwards, a little bit here and there. But basically, I think he's an organic in organic physics now. So anyway, it's of course a wonderful album, Louder Than Love. I'm currently listening to a very good book about Soundgarden, so that's one of the reasons they were sort of fresh in my mind for this. Hopefully that doesn't disqualify me, but any reason to show a Soundgarden record is always a good one. Before I went on to make this video today, I actually went to my favorite secondhand record store today, because they had announced on their Facebook that they had gotten a couple of vinyl records from a Danish band that I love, Mew. However, this was on Saturday, and no, it was actually on Friday, and Saturday and Sunday and Monday I was at home sick with a cold. So I tried going there today, but those had already sold. Because I was thinking, first of all, Mew is a great band, and I've been wanting their records on vinyl, but they're basically mostly out of print. And so I thought, oh god, that would be so cool if I could grab this for this contest as well, and then I would have a reason to get one of them. But they, like I said, they sold out. And when I heard what they'd gone for, I was kind of happy that they were gone. So I thought, well, no. Let's not do something Scandinavia for Europe in this contest. And I've mentioned some Icelandic bands several times before. So what I decided to do is skip France and Belgium, which I was also contemplating, or even Wales, because I drone on and on about Wales all the time. And then skip all the way down to the corner of Europe to Greece and just show this wonderful heavy metal album by Illusory. Illusory, Crimson Wreath. Shown it once before. I actually got a thank you from the band, which was very lovely. And I just, this was recommended by JC, if I remember correctly, as well. I think I've seen correctly way too many times now. But anyway, he got me onto this, and this is great. This is a modern band that has the, I don't know, the feel and the, basically the sound that you kind of miss from those old Iron Maiden days and other bands not miles away from them. But a wonderful heavy metal band. I recommend them, and I would have gotten more records from them, but I just haven't got around to it. Sorry, Illusory. But hoppa. So now, of course, to one of my favorite places on the planet Earth, Australia. Yeah. So Chris showed a record I was thinking about before he showed it, a Silver Chair, and I've been, of course, showing a lot of In Excess lately, and other Australian stuff. I would have Midnight Oil would have been perfect, but what little I have on vinyl is in Denmark, and it's already kind of CD heavy, this video. Triffids maybe, or some of the other later stuff that I've gotten. But then I thought, no, let's show. It's not that long since I showed this album, but I thought it was important to include some. Now that we are traveling around the world, some other languages and some other cultures as well. So I just wanted to show King Stingray. These lads are up there from Northern Territories. They are a mixed band of European and Aboriginal fellows, and they are sons and nephews of original members of the Australian band called Yothu Yindi. And I know some Australians have commented and said that they don't think this is all that. I think I love it. The King Stingray, great band to me. They just released a second album, so I hope to get that. I ordered this from their band side, I suppose you could call it, in Australia, and even with shipping and a little bit of customs charges, that ended up being cheaper than buying it from sort of reputable record shops online here in Europe, or buying it secondhand. So yeah, I was very happy to get this, and I do listen to it quite a bit here and there, and it's good fun. It's like bushwhacker surfer music or something like that, although I guess you wouldn't be surfing in where they come from because of the salties. Now you're thinking, well, that leaves the South Pole and going back to Canada. Well, there is sort of an eighth continent. and it's called Zealandia. Well, there's a lot of discussion about this, but it's all got to do with ocean crust and continental crust. And if you look at the vast shelf that New Zealand and New Caledonia, is located on, you will notice, or the scientists have noticed, that this uplifted sort of submerged landmass is actually not ocean crust, it's granite, and granite is it's thicker than the ocean crust, and it's also igneous. So what they've sort of come up with now is that at some stage when was it Gondwana, Christ, broke up. Later on, this landmass broke away from eastern Australia, and since there are ocean crust between Australia and this, is it a submerged continent? Well, in size, it's much bigger than, for example, Greenland, and yeah, I've been watching a lot of stuff about geology, continental drift, and so on lately, so that's why that popped in my head. And I wanted to show something from New Zealand, also because it's a country very dear to me because of so and so on. But I've been showing a lot of split ends, and then I thought, I should show the D4 or the Datsuns, one of those garage bands. But again, CDs. So these two guys are brothers, and I could have shown an album with one of these guys and his son, but I went with Finn. This is just one of the most wonderful pop rock albums ever made. This is the Finn brothers, of course. Tim Finn, the founder of Split Enz, and his younger brother Neil Finn, who was in Split Enz and then later on started Crowded House. Now, but since it's Tim and Neil, this is definitely a New Zealand album. And this repressed version came out a couple of years ago now, I think. Yeah, 2022. And I love this album so much. And I love Neil, and I love Tim, and the music they've provided to us all. And so maybe this will disqualify me. But anyway, I've shown you guys one again, because it's been a while since I showed you when I got this, the Finn album. They later made an album called where they were called the Finn Brothers. Everyone is here, I think. So Finn. South Pole, Antarctica. It wasn't Australicus or whatever they called it, the great southern land that they were looking for. It was much further south, and it was much smaller than they thought, and it was covered by ice, and by all accounts more or less useless to human beings. Hence not a lot of recording studios down there. First reached by various explorers. I think maybe a Russian was the first one to do a landfall on Antarctica. But after Norway became independent, or even a while before, while it was still in a union with Sweden, Norway was pressing on in the Arctic and Antarctic to show its star as a new nation, or a reborn nation. Norway was independent in 1905 for the first time since the 1350s, when we came under the so-called Kalmar Union, and which gradually became just Norway and Denmark ruling over Norway basically in its entirety, especially after the Reformation. So Norway was sort of in a hurry to grab some pieces of the world around there, because everyone else had. And, you had Nansen, and you had, of course, then Amundsen looking for the Northwest Passage. nonsense skiing across Greenland, Norway laying claim to parts of Greenland from Denmark, getting Jan Mayen and the Spitsbergen or Svalbard Islands later on. But Amundsen, forever looking for fame and challenges, he traveled to the South Pole without really telling anyone. People thought he were on the way north. And he got there and he brought dogs, not little ponies or, men pulling everything over the ice. And he was the first person, and the rest of the guys he had with him, to reach the geographical South Pole, and leaving the Norwegian flag there for the next man who later arrived to probably not be too happy to see, and that was of course Scott. After that, Norway laid claim to part of the South Pole. A part of South Pole no other countries have claimed. There are some other claims that are sort of overlapping, but the Norwegian claim seems to be the one that the other countries sort of keep their hands off. Although Germany, during when, apparently claimed it. The geographical features around on the South Pole that are in a Norwegian sector, if you like, have Norwegian names, and the name of the entire area that is the Norwegian claim is Dronning Mauds land, or Queen Maud's land. Queen Maud was a princess. She was a granddaughter of Queen Victoria, and she married the first king of Norway, after we became independent. She married him before, when he was Prince Carl of Denmark. So Queen Maud's land in Norwegian, like I said, is Dronning Mauds land, and that is the name of this Norwegian band. Dronning Mauds land. And this is a fine Norwegian band from mainly the 90s, if I remember correctly. I think this is their debut. I only ever bought one, and it is from 1990. So their debut song is actually also called Dronning Mauds land. You can see there. So that is my contribution and link to the Antarctic Challenge. Finally, as promised, a trip back to Canada. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, etc. Already shown a Canadian, but I want to show another Canadian album. Recently got this, and why I want to show this again is because this is, of course, a vinyl community, and vinyl community inspired purchases is part of the fun. And MGK Boston, or the other place that he is now, Buffalo, which is now residing in, I know he will continue to call himself a Canadian, showed this album, and I went on, listened to it a little bit, and then I bought it right away, and I love this album. And this is a Canadian indie band, Alvvays, AYS. This is a great indie record. I've spoken about it in my video where I open it up and show it, which was 3 or 4 months ago now, so it's fairly fresh in mind. But I won't drone on. This is taking long enough as it is. Anyway, guys, head on over to Chris if you haven't already. Subscribe to him. To the contest as well. He is promising to give away an Amazon Canada gift card of 100 smackaroos, Canadian loons. I don't know. I'm Norwegian, Scandinavian, Danish, part Swedish. So I'm probably don't know what I'm talking about. Or the equivalent in that amount of money from an Amazon elsewhere, I suppose. US Amazon, For me, it would be German Amazon. Sorry, UK, but Brexit made it a real pisser to order from you. Yeah, anyway, guys. Thank you for the contest, Chris. Always fun to have something to dive into. And if you guys haven't subscribed to me already, that would be nice. Anyway, guys, hope to see you soon in another video.